On this Veterans Day edition of Wildcat Weekly, paths into the military and events at Cantigny Park. All this and more coming up next. Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Alyssa Mulligan. 104 years ago today, World War I came to a close. Salima explains the significance and how we'll commemorate this here at NEQA.
At the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, World War I came to an end after Germany signed an armistice agreement around 5 a.m. that morning. This day became known as Armistice Day to honor the fallen soldiers of the First World War. Although Woodrow Wilson, the 28th President of the United States, initially hoped to remain neutral in foreign affairs, he eventually asked Congress for a formal declaration of war on April 2, 1917.
You had a sinking of the Lusitania, a cruise ship that was sunk by German submarines that was carrying American passengers. You had a telegram intercepted that kind of forced Woodrow Wilson's hand to kind of get involved in the war and help out the Allies. It was kind of a big decision for Woodrow Wilson to make this decision because there was a lot of things going on here at home, and then to be able to draft men and send them over to Europe was kind of a big deal.
And although these events occurred over a century ago, and Armistice Day has been known as Veterans Day since 1954, it's still important to honor the veterans that served in World War I.
It's hard to say what my emotions are towards veterans from World War I other than gratitude, immense gratitude. Anytime any person chooses to get into the military and then goes into battle or into war, that's a huge sacrifice on their part, on the part of their families. So I think no matter what war that a soldier fights in or participates in, I'm very grateful.
Thank you to those who have served, and happy Veterans Day. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Salima Scott.
The path into military service is not the same for everyone. Drew brings us a scoop on one of the most popular paths into the military here at NEQA.
For students wanting to go a different path from a traditional college experience, military academies can provide a unique experience.
I chose to go to the Merchant Marine Academy because I didn't want a traditional college experience. I honestly thought about enlisting first. And then my mom actually helped me find the Federal Service Academies, and then I ended up going to Kings Point because I had the most options after graduation.
I saw that it was financially good to go here, and that you also get a guaranteed job in the military afterwards as an officer. So that really appealed to me, and eventually I went through the application process and eventually got accepted.
Applicants are required to go through a rigorous multi-stage process.
It's definitely harder than normal college. You have to not only be academically qualified, also took a CFA, a candidate fitness assessment, which is running, push-ups, sit-ups, and a couple other things.
And then you also have to get a nomination from either your congressperson, senator, or the president.
Military academies provide a tighter-knit community as well as a guaranteed officer position in their branch.
Living, eating, sleeping, every single activity you do, you're doing with the same group of people. It's a much more small, close-knit environment.
I think the community is great. You'll see that the people that come here are so great to be around. There's a lot of pressure at the academy just consistently when you have to do all these things. But it's the people around you that kind of motivate you and keep pushing you to keep going. So it's such a great aspect of the academy. I would say that's my favorite part.
If you want to learn more about military academies, visit their websites or talk to your counselor. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Drew Rillia.
Veterans Day is a day to celebrate to honor those who served. Dylan informs you on some fun veterans events you can participate in at Cantigny Park.
Cantigny Park is a beautiful nature reserve with the 1st Division Museum that shows World War I, World War II, and Vietnam through the eyes of the U.S. 1st Infantry Division. During this Veterans Day, they have many fun family events for people all over the Chicagoland area to come enjoy in honor of those who have served.
So many activities happening on Veterans Day. So I highly encourage everybody to go to our website, fdmuseum.org, to learn about everything. But in addition to everything that you're going to find on the website, the museum will be offering extended hours. We'll be staying open until 8 p.m. Also, our daily parking fee that day will be waived. So free parking at the museum. But guests are welcome to attend our Veterans Day Moment of Thanks. That is a moment where we formally gather to thank veterans. That starts at 5:30 p.m. And also during extended hours, if you are looking to spend some more time outside that evening, guests can take a short walk through our Reflection Trail, which is a trail through our tank park, which has words of veterans of the 1st Infantry Division from World War I to the present day as a moment of reflection on that special day.
The guest speaker coming to Cantini is retired Colonel Nick Johnson, who served in the Illinois Army National Guard for over 32 years before retiring in June of 2022.
We recently hosted him and his fellow soldiers at a presentation at Cantini at the 1st Division Museum, where they shared stories of their service during their 2008-2009 deployment to Afghanistan, attached to the 3rd Brigade or Task Force Duke of the 1st Infantry Division.
And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Dylan Sedgwick.
What's up, Wildcats? I'm Salima Scott, and here's what's happening at NEQA between today and next Thursday, November 17th. Congratulations to the members of the Girls Women Dive team that qualified for the state meet that takes place this weekend in Westmont. Good luck! Thursday night, the girls basketball team has their home opener against Hinsdale Central. Come cheer on the varsity girls at 6 p.m. in the main gym. In the theater world, auditions for the Freshman 1 Acts takes place next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. And the fall play, She Kills Monsters, has 2 more shows, tonight and tomorrow night at 7 p.m. in the auditorium. Visit nvhstheater.com for more information on ticket sales and auditions for Freshman 1 Acts. Next Thursday, the Illinois Air National Guard will be in the Commons at Maine during lunch periods. The Winter Wishes program is now open to help families in need. Go to ippccouncil.memberhub.com to donate to help under-resourced families have a great holiday season. And that's What's Up, Wildcats. Have a great week.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. Have a great weekend, Wildcats.